Hi everybody, welcome. We're so glad to have everybody joining us today. I'm Michael Shuey.
I'm Tina Buckley.
And we're going to be doing our product knowledge workshop today, so thank you very much. Everybody probably saw earlier on that title slide, but we do have your handouts available. There is a link in the chat box there that you can click to follow along with us if you have any questions on there. We'll be presenting today, and we also have our customer service team that'll be answering all of your questions in the chat. So as you have questions, feel free to put that in the chat. Start off if you want to just give a shout out in the chat, tell us where you're from.
Yeah.
We've got people from across the country today.
Totally.
So we're so happy that you took the time out of your busy schedule to join us and learn. So, all right, well, we're gonna just jump right in here. So Here we go. So if you don't know Lisa Van Bacheren, I love to share her story. I think it's very inspirational. So Lisa is our owner and founder of SkinScript, and she was an accountant by trade. She is a graduate from ASU here in Tempe, Arizona.
Go Sun Devils!
And Lisa did not get into skincare until she turned 40. After turning 40, she realized she didn't really want to do accounting the rest of her life. So she actually got into aesthetics. She became a licensed esthetician at 40. And during that time, she started working at a med spa. One of the things that she was focusing on was hyperpigmentation, especially with Fitzpatrick's 4, 5, and 6. And what she was seeing was, especially when in regards to peels, is she was finding that a lot of the peels she couldn't use on those higher Fitzpatricks because it could cause hyperpigmentation. So that was something that was very interesting to her. The other thing, while she was working and doing treatments for the spa, she was also in charge of ordering products. So she was the office manager, and she would ask all the estheticians, you know, what product lines would you like to bring in? What products? And we all know we love to pick and choose from lines, right? We all have our favorites. And so each esthetician or the medical directors wanted something different. So she would call these companies up and ask them, you know, hey, can I purchase these few products from your line? And they would say, no, you have to purchase the whole line. And, you know, you have
$1,500, $2,500.
Opening order, right? Like a lot of lines. And so that was kind of frustrating because Lisa wanted to be able to cherry pick. She wanted to be able to, you know, pick and choose the products, but not have to open an order of $1,500 and just carry everything. So when she started developing and deciding to create her own skincare line, she really thought about how to make it easy for the estheticians. And we're going to talk about some of our policies and benefits of our company here in just a moment. And we'll kind of go over some of those things and why Lisa chose to do the things and really make it easy for estheticians.
Absolutely.
So. And who are we? Well, I'm Michael Shuey. I'm the Director of Education here at SkinScript. I have been a licensed esthetician for almost 18 years now, licensed massage therapist for almost 20. I have been a Director of Education for a few schools here in the Phoenix area, and just absolutely love skincare. I do have a private practice also where I do skin, massage, clinical hypnotherapy. And I've been an educator pretty much my whole career. That's what my degree is in. So, and then sitting next to me, we have Tina Buckley.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tina, and I'm the Arizona Educator here at SkinScript. I teach the classes here in the training center, especially the Reboot. I love the Reboot classes. So if you have taken my Reboot class, hello, happy you're here. So I'm a licensed esthetician. I've been practicing for 10 years. I'm also a licensed aesthetic instructor, massage therapist, energy worker, and I have my own skincare studio in Central Phoenix. So if you're in Central Phoenix, come say hi. But I'm so happy you're here. Product knowledge, I think, is like our favorite because we just get to talk about skincare for a few hours. So what's not to love about that?
So a little bit about our brand, if you're not familiar with us, you know, our mission is to provide great products so estheticians and spas can succeed. When Lisa created the company, she really wanted it to be a partnership. Our philosophy is when you're educated and you're successful, we're also successful. And we have 3 key principles that we follow. Great products. Number 2, that we have amazing customer service. With no minimum opening orders. And number 3, we have very affordable training. So We'll talk about some of our other trainings that we do, but we love to empower and educate estheticians.
Yes.
Because that's what we're really about, education. So our company was founded in 2007 here in Tempe, Arizona. And like I said earlier, when Lisa was formulating the line, it was very important that it was safe for all Fitzpatricks. So you're going to see with our products, you can use them on all Fitzpatricks. We have no minimum opening orders, which is phenomenal. So
it's the best.
You can just create an account and just look at our learning center, which we'll talk about, which is some free online education.
Yep.
You can purchase some sample packs to try out, or you can carry the whole line. And so it makes it really convenient, especially as a new esthetician starting off, without having to, have a huge opening order. So it really helps financially.
Yeah, and if you need some assistance too, like let's say, what should we purchase? Like when we first want to start with our back bar and retail, our customer service representatives can assist you with that. We definitely can have a game plan for you and help you out. So
definitely. So our packaging is very gender neutral, which is really nice. The line is great for men and women. And we also have a lot of great seasonal items. You want to show the seasonal duo there we have? Talk about that.
I'm obsessed with this one. Oh my God, this is so good. This is the eucalyptus and honey facial duo. So seasonal duos, we have quite a few out right now. And this one is a favorite. This is good for post-summer skin.
Yes.
So eucalyptus enzyme, it's super hydrating, nourishing, cooling, calming. It doesn't contain any acids. Delicious, refreshing, and then of course the glorious golden honey mask. Enough said about that. We will discuss a little bit more about that. But the duos are great to help with marketing, to help inspire your menu, your clients. And we just love these. And they come with a graphic and the facial protocol in there as well. So love the duos. How many of you are obsessed with the duos? Let us know in the chat. What's your favorite duo that you've used so far? So if you haven't experienced this, this is a good one.
Beautiful. And with our duos, like Tina said, they're a great way to just do different specials to promote. As they come out, they're kind of a limited run. So if you find one you absolutely love, just make sure you purchase enough for the year. Yeah. And then that way you have enough until it comes around the following year.
Just stockpile.
So we have an amazing shipping department here. Our shipping department works so hard to make sure that your orders get out as fast as possible. We try to get your orders out. If you order the same day by 2 p.m. Arizona time, we try to get them out the same day for you. And our shipping department is amazing. We absolutely love them. Yeah. So orders $49 and over are free shipping. Anything under that is just $7 to order. And with that, we have drop shipping program. You want to talk about drop shipping?
Oh my gosh, drop shipping. Drop shipping is fantastic, especially if you're just starting out. It's a great way so you don't have to kind of stock on retail. Yep. Drop shipping is an option that you can do to where you can ship the product directly to your clients. They purchase it from you, and then you can go in through your account and purchase those products and hit drop ship and have those selected to be sent directly to your clients. I love it. It works fantastic, especially I think you have some clients out of state that you can send to. So it's just a beautiful way to support your business and support your clients at the same time.
Great. So you're going to see also, we'll talk about our online learning center a little bit later today. There are a lot of great educational tools on there, product knowledge videos, chemical peel class. And so we're also going to be adding a lot of new exciting things in the next couple months in the learning center. So if you're familiar with that, over the next couple months, we'll be letting you guys know as we add new things there. So
saturated.
Well, one of the things we always love to talk about is the back bar toolbox. And this is just, I think, some great information. And most of you, this is probably a very general review, but if you're new to the industry, first of all, welcome. But we love to educate on these ingredients that you're going to see in any line that you're using. And I always get the question, and I'm sure Tina, as an educator, you do too, how do I get good as a esthetician?
Oh yeah, like just starting out too.
What would you say to that?
So knowing your fundamentals and these particular ingredients, because these ingredients will do the same across any brand. So once you kind of get these foundational ingredients down, you're going to be able to choose an exfoliant to help support your client's concerns, and even choose some retail as well to help support them as well. So when you know what these ingredients do, you're going to be able to make really good choices in the treatment room and for home care for your clients. So this is a really good thing to have on hand to learn. This is amazing. We love this.
So we always love to start with enzymes. You know, we are known for our fruit-based enzymes. We have 8 standard enzymes that we're going to talk about today.
I love that.
They're all amazing. And enzymes are really a phenomenal place to start with your clients, and you can do so much with that. As we were going to talk about our enzymes, we have something for every different kind of skin type and condition. But what enzymes do is they soften sebum. I always say they're like little Pac-Men. They go in and they start to eat up dead skin cells. They start to break down those desmosomes. And they're just a phenomenal way to start and also to qualify your client's health of their skin. And we'll talk about some of our enzymes that we suggest to start with your clients, and how you can look at, okay, you know, they have some sensitivities, and what do we need to do for home care first before we get into some more advanced treatments.
Yes.
So
enzymes are critical.
Yeah. Then we have glycolic. So glycolic, AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, and our alpha hydroxy acids are water-based. So with glycolic, you'll see on your screen there, you have 2 different situations going on. That first one, we have a closed comedone. We have dead skin that is trapping that pore and holding in that oil and trapped dirt in there. And so with glycolic is amazing to go in and break up those bonds in between those skin cells. Those bonds are called desmosomes. You might remember this from school, those keratin filaments, and that's what holds our skin together. It's kind of like the cement and the glue. Well, sometimes that gets a little bit stuck, especially if we're a little dehydrated.
For sure.
Because we need those natural enzymes to desquamate, to shed the skin. So in the first scenario, we've got a closed comedone. In that second scenario, we just have excess dead skin cells, hyperkeratinized skin. And so this is going to get a buildup. This is where we're getting the fine lines, the wrinkles. We're starting to look a little sallow. And so what the glycolic does is it breaks up those bonds of those dead skin cells to help open up the pores, to help with excess dead skin cells. So when you see glycolic, you're going to start to think, okay, glycolic can help with anti-aging because it's getting cellular turnover, but it's also really good for acne because if we have that closed comedone, it's going to help break up that dead skin cell so we can go in and clean out that pore. So,
yes,
you want to talk about retinol?
Yes, retinol. If you were born in the 1900s, as the kids are saying now, time to start using a retinol. So retinol is a very special product. It is a vitamin A derivative. So you have your enzymes that help soften sebum. You have the glycolics. They're going to help dissolve desmosomes. Retinol is unique because it's actually going to go into the follicular lining to help with desquamation or natural exfoliation within the follicle or pore, which is why it's so impactful for acne. Any kind of impactions can be used for many different concerns, anti-aging, acne, inflammation. So it really helps to facilitate that natural desquamation within the follicular lining, which is why retinol is so powerful and impactful for pretty much everything. I love retinol, especially if you can combine it with any of the other ingredients, such as your enzymes or your glycolic. It's just going to have much more of an impact. Love retinol.
Then we have salicylic. Salicylic is a BHA, beta hydroxy acid. And salicylics are, your beta hydroxy acids are oil-based. And we know oil removes oil, right? So salicylic is great for oil control and acne. It's going to go into the follicle. It's going to grab that oil. It's going to help to start to dry things up. One thing to remember with salicylic, especially when you get into concentrations of usually about 2% or higher, salicylic is a warm acid. Most people are going to feel it. It might have a little bit of tingle factor to it or even a little bit of heat to it. That's because it's really just going in and it's grabbing that oil. It's starting to work. But that is quite normal for salicylic and just something to remind your clients with.
Yeah.
So
Spicy salicylic.
can be a little spicy, but amazing when you've got oily, acneic skin.
Mm-hmm.
Lactic?
Then lactic acid. We call it the loving acid. It's a hydrating exfoliant. So lactic is another alpha hydroxy acid. Can be derived from milk, sugar, or synthesized, which is wonderful. What's really amazing about lactic is it helps to pull water from the dermis into the epidermis. So this is a very hydrating acid on top of helping to facilitate like desmosomes, like dissolving desmosomes. So lactic is a very gentle, moisturizing, and does have some brightening properties. So whenever you see lactic, think of a drier skin type, dehydrated skin types to help infuse some more moisture and some more water into the skin, as well as exfoliating. So I love lactic.
We love lactic. Then we get to mandelic. Mandelic is an AHA, but it is a larger molecule. So it's a little more gentle. It's about twice the size molecular of glycolic. And remember, the smaller the molecule, the more it's going to go in and penetrate. So mandelic is a larger molecule size. It's not going to penetrate as quickly, but we love mandelic. It comes from bitter almonds. So if you have a client who has a nut allergy or sensitivities, you do want to check into that and maybe patch test your client to make sure they don't have any issues. And mandelic is what we call a supportive acid. We love to sometimes use it by itself, but when we use it in conjunction with our lactics or glycolics, it works really great. Mandelic is brightening. It has brightening properties to it, but it's also antiseptic. So we love it for some acneic clients too. I love mandelic for clients who have breakouts and get post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation because it addresses both of those. And you're going to see mandelic in a couple of our products and also in a lot of our seasonal enzymes that we have too. So we love mandelic.
And then TCA, the glorious TCA. So our trichloroacetic acid keratolytic breaks down keratinocytes. So this is a advanced acid. Our TCA is safe for all Fitzpatrick types, which is something to be celebrated. We always celebrate that here. The T for us stands for texture, so it can help with textural concerns. C stands for color, so any kind of hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and melasma. Then A stands for acne. So it kind of covers it's got some good concern coverage. So just a beautiful, powerful acid. We love our TCA.
We'll be chatting a little bit about that when we talk about our chemical peels, just a little bit. So. And then, of course, we have our mechanical tools at our disposal, our microderms or dermaplaning. And depending on what state you're in, you're going to have to follow your guidelines. Some states you can do double exfoliations. You can piggyback some of these things. Depending on your state, though, maybe you're just using your mechanicals versus your enzymes, or you're using enzymes one treat mechanicals. But as you can see from this review, we're going to be talking about all of these as we move through and really focusing on what's in our products. And so when you start to see lactic, you'll hopefully remember hydration, brightening. Salicylic, acne, oil, mandelic, great for that kind of hyperpigmentation and acne. So as we're talking about these, hopefully you'll be able to look at the ingredients and you could pick up any bottle and go, okay, I know what the major ingredients are in this and who it could be good for.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to move into our retail products, and retail is really your bread and butter.
Brace yourselves.
You really want to get comfortable with your products so that way you can educate your clients. I never sell to clients, I educate them. And when you're educating them, you're building trust with them, and when you recommend something for their skin, they're going to know that that's what they need. It's not just trying to sell them something. So we're going to start off today with our cleansers, and we have a beautiful line of cleansers here. And as you can see, here's just a little overview of them, and we're going to break them down into our kind of everyday cleansers and then also more of our treatment cleansers. So here we can see these are kind of our everyday cleansers. All three of these on the screen are pregnancy safe, meaning they don't have any added acid to them. Tina, if you have a pregnant client, what kind of ingredients should you be avoiding?
You want to avoid your acids, your salicylics, and your retinols. So even if they have like a doctor's note or anything like that, just be really mindful. We always want to keep our clients safe. We don't want to experiment on our clients. So with pregnant clients and or nursing clients, acid-free is going to be the safest route. And plus, we have a beautiful cleansing wardrobe, so you'll be able to address those concerns without acids perfectly, like beautifully.
Yeah. So with all three of these, you're going to see they're great for everyday use. They can be used morning and night. They have no added acids. They're great for sensitive skin, rosacea skin, and as we said, they're great for pregnancy safe. The first two that we're going to talk about, the pomegranate and the green tea, are great for removing makeup.
Fabulous.
We don't suggest using charcoal for removing makeup, but your pomegranate and your green tea are great makeup removals. So the pomegranate, this is a creamy cleanser. It is great for normal to dry skin. Your clients who run a little bit drier are going to love this. It's creamy. It leaves the skin feeling very soft and nourished. It's got jojoba oil in it, which is really great. It's got some aloe and grapeseed oil. So it's all about nourishing the skin. I love to use this one as my makeup remover, especially if my client's wearing a lot of oil-based makeup.
Yeah.
I'll actually put it on the skin a little dry, kind of emulsify, then add water to it to help remove that makeup. But this one is just really great for those clients who are feeling a little more normal to dry and want that creamy type of feeling.
Totally. Love the pomegranate. Then the green tea cleanser is a foaming cleanser. This is great for all skin types. Tons of antioxidants in this one. You've got green tea, grapefruit, lemon, yucca. So powerful antioxidant cleanser. So this is for your more normal to oily clients, normal combination oily clients, even though I do love the pomegranate. I'm a little bit more oily to remove makeup. Like stubborn makeup. The green tea cleanser foams really nice. What's nice about these cleansers, specifically I noticed this with the green tea, is a little goes a long way.
A little goes a long way.
Just emulsify with water to get the suds. Sometimes we find ourselves, using a lot of cleanser, and sometimes we use an amount that could be equivalent to like a body wash. So just emulsify with water and get a nice soft lather and use that on the skin. It's really important to educate our clients on proper usage too. Otherwise, they're going to be flying through their cleansers when they just need a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way. So
yeah, if you have a client, maybe you sell them a bottle cleanser and they come back and they're like, oh, I'm out of that. I'll actually ask them, how much are you using? Because they're probably using too much or...
Head to toe.
Yeah, head to toe. So, but the green tea is going to leave the skin feeling nice and clean and fresh. Just be wary if you have a client who ever says, I want a cleanser that leaves me feeling squeaky clean. You'll hear that term. And squeaky clean is not really what we want the skin to feel.
No.
Usually, I notice if a client says they want their skin to feel squeaky clean, they're usually a little more oily, acneic. They tend to strip their skin, and they're not putting back in.
Right.
So I just use that as a cue to educate them a little bit about, okay, yes, you want your skin to feel clean and fresh, but we need to make sure that we're hydrating the skin. We're using our moisturizers or our serums on top of that.
Absolutely.
And then charcoal refining cleanser, this is one of my favorites. I actually use it every morning. I tend to be a little bit more combination to oily skin. I love this cleanser. It has the charcoal in it. Charcoal is an amazing micro sponge. It's going to grab not only oil and dirt, but also it's going to grab environmental toxins from your skin and help pull it out. This is a really unique consistency. It's almost creamy, and it does not leave your skin feeling dry or stripped, which is really nice. So my skin feels very clean, fresh, but it also feels very soft and nourished at the same time. And I think that's important because a lot of times with oily, acneic skin, we just want to take everything off. So this is drawing out, but it's also putting back in at the same time, which is absolutely amazing.
So beautiful.
Just remember with this one, this is not indicated for removing makeup. So if you're wearing makeup, you want to use your pomegranate or your green tea first, and then you could go in with your second cleanse here.
Fun little tip in the treatment room with the pomegranate cleanser. You can wet some cotton rounds and do like a little pearl size amount of the pomegranate antioxidant cleanser on the cotton. Maybe massage that into the cotton, and you can place that over the eyes and remove eye makeup, and you can remove lip makeup as well, just a little bit concentrated. Just don't squirt it directly on the eyes, but on the cotton round, it's really, really nice. But I do not recommend that with a green tea cleanser. Just the pomegranate, it's way more gentle for that delicate eye area.
Yep, definitely. And so these, like we said, can be used at home twice a day. And they're also great first-time cleansers in your treatment room. So
For sure.
we usually will start with one of these if they're wearing makeup, pomegranate, or green tea. Then we get to our treatment cleansers here. So
Who has used these? Let us
these are
know in
great.
the chat.
So our glycolic cleanser, this is a 17%. It is active. So this is a beautiful cleanser, but you also want to make sure that your client's skin is ready for this.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about these two cleansers, these can be used multiple ways. We usually will use one of these maybe as our second cleanser in the treatment room.
Yes.
If I have a first-time client who comes in, I might the first time not use the glycolic on them.
Yeah.
I might use pomegranate green tea.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that their skin is healthy. Once I know that their skin is healthy, they don't have too many sensitivities, maybe we've qualified them with an enzyme or two, then I like to incorporate the glycolic cleanser in there. That 17% glycolic, we said cellular turnover. It's going to start to break down those dead skin cells to get that cellular turnover. It's got some brightening in there, so it's going to help brighten the skin. It's a great anti-aging cleanser. But clients, if they're using this at home, we only want them to use it a couple times a week, maybe 2 to 4 times a week, depending on their skin type. They don't want to use this every day, although some clients try to use it every day. It would be a little much. It's probably going to dry them out. So, but this is phenomenal for a couple times during the week to give that nice brightening of the skin, anti-aging, cell renewal. So we love our glycolic. And in the treatment room, once we know the client skin is healthy enough, I love to use this as my second cleanser.
Yes.
So also for prepping for peels.
Yeah, it's a brilliant cleanser. Who has used this in their treatment room? Let us know. Of course, and if you haven't yet, now here's your sign. Here's the sign. Then we have another treatment cleanser, our raspberry refining cleanser. This one's really cool. This was one of the first cleansers I used outside of green tea over 10 years ago because I was breaking out and I'm oily and breaking out. So this is special, the raspberry refining cleanser. It smells really good too. This has a 2% glycolic and the 2% salicylic to help target oil and breakouts. So this is foaming. This is going to help with mild acne, moderate acne. It's going to help with texture, and it's going to help to inhibit bacteria and help with healing. So this is the type of cleanser you're going to recommend for your more acne-prone clients, your oily acne-prone clients, to help target oil more specifically and breakouts. So this is a nice cleanser you can also use in the treatment room as a second cleanse for your, if you have a client when you're doing an acne protocol, you would cleanse first with the green tea cleanser and then perhaps with the raspberry refining cleanser to help prep the skin for further treatment in the treatment room. It's so nice and fresh. Just avoid the eye area with these cleansers and encourage your clients to avoid the eye area because they do contain acid, and that's not going to feel so great.
And just a reminder, both of these do contain acid, so they are not pregnancy safe. So if you have a client who's pregnant, we're going to want to stick to those first 3, the pomegranate, green tea, or your charcoal cleanser.
Yeah.
So also you'll notice the teal label on that raspberry refining cleanser. Just a great visual when you're looking at your retail wall. If you see teal label, that means it's great for oily acneic clients. So as you're learning our line, maybe you're in your salon and you just look out at the sea of purple labels and the teal stands out. That's just a great visual cue to go, okay, teal is great for more of my oily acneic clients.
Perfect.
So
that is on purpose.
Yes. So go ahead and in the chat, put in your favorite cleanser. What is your favorite cleanser and why do you love it? So
I have a cleansing wardrobe.
Yes, I love that. I use them all depending on what's going on with my skin. So
it's a mood.
It's a mood. Tina, why are exfoliants important? Why do we want clients to use exfoliation at home?
Let's ask them in the chat.
Ooh,
Why should we be exfoliating? Why should we be exfoliating? Now, I'll give you a moment to write yours in. I'm going to give my spiel.
Okay.
Exfoliation is so important because it helps with just overall health of the skin and quality of the stratum corneum. So the stratum corneum is the top layer of the skin, and if we have regulated exfoliation and everything's moving and grooving normally, we're going to have good barrier function and just overall skin health and just renewal, which is what we want. So renewal is really important. We have quite the selection of exfoliants to help support all different levels. I feel like ages,
brightening, pregnancy safe,
barrier function if it's compromised or if it's intact, even sensitivities such as rosacea. These are going to help support that because we want to have healthy functioning skin, healthy looking skin, even skin tone, addressing texture, because we're touching our faces every day, hopefully with clean hands. But exfoliation is just key for just healthy cell growth and structure.
And we're going to give you guys some suggestions based on how many times maybe a week clients should be using these products. But we get the question a lot, and it really comes down to your client's specific concerns and their skin type.
Yes.
So we'll give you some general guidelines, but you may need to adjust that depending on what's going on with your client.
Oh, for sure. Exfoliating is the most exciting thing that people want to do. They over-exfoliate in some cases.
Well, Tina, why don't you talk about a retinol scrub?
Oh my gosh, I would love to. This is my favorite. This is liquid gold. This is facial in a bottle. The 2% retinol scrub has a 2% retinol, and retinol helps to facilitate desquamation in the follicular lining, so it helps with impactions. It does contain some jojoba beads, so you get that chemical exfoliation from the retinol and the physical from the jojoba beads, and they're spherical, so they're really, really gentle.
Very soft.
It's so soft. This isn't a scrub where you're just going to scrub and scrub and scrub. This is just something light and gentle, and then let that 2% retinol do the heavy lifting for you. This also contains some kojic acid, which is a tyrosinase inhibitor, so it helps to suppress pigmentation and also helps to lift. So this is a brightening treatment as well. And you'll see some supportive malic acid in there, which is derived from apples, a supportive alpha hydroxy acid. What makes this really special is it's a scrub mask. So you can use this as a scrub on its own for just a couple minutes, or you can use this as a leave-on treatment. As a mask is something you leave on the skin for 10 minutes and then you can rinse. Another favorite thing we love to do here is the Power Cleanse, which is a little mixture of the 2% retinol scrub with the glycolic, if tolerable. That is a lovely little power cleanse. That's not something you use daily. That's a special occasion. That's an event type of situation, or just a pick-me-up. So the 2% retinol is amazing. So this can also act as a disincrustation solution, meaning it helps to soften impactions for easier extractions. We're going to give you a little tip later on, a little pro tip later on how we can utilize this in the treatment room. You can use this with steam in the treatment room. And of course, well, the tip is the blueberry enzyme. So using this underneath the blueberry enzyme, so you'd lay on the 2% retinol scrub first, lay on the blueberry enzyme on top with steam. You can let that process 7 to 10 minutes. You can remove that, and then you can go in with your extractions, whether manual with the comedone extractor or the ultrasonic skin scrubber, which I've fallen in love with because things just pop out. So you'll see the usage there. It's not often, 2 to 4 times per week can happen with the 2% retinol scrub, but if a client is sensitive, have them modify. Great for acne, great for texture. Due to the retinol, this is not going to be safe for pregnancy, and it is just delicious. This is so nice.
It's beautiful. It is gentle enough to be even used on our rosacea clients, especially with papular rosacea. It's great for that. They just want to leave it on, start off maybe just once or twice a week with it and build up to it. But beautiful, absolutely amazing product, and so versatile, not only at home, but also in your treatment room.
Yes.
So our next 2 products are amazing on their own, but together they're a beautiful combination. And this is our, we sell it separate, and then also we have the Refine and Renew Duo. So our Raspberry Refining Scrub and our Beta Carotene Papain Renewal Serum. These were both formulated specifically to be pregnancy safe or for clients who maybe don't want to use or can't use acids.
Yeah.
And so they're absolutely amazing. So our raspberry refining scrub, this is your rich pulpy scrub. When you want a scrubby scrub, this is the one we have. It has the raspberry berries, marionberries, so full of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory in it. The actual scrub itself comes from the jojoba beads.
Love
those are beautiful and gentle. And then we have bamboo stem in there and blue cornmeal. So you have 3 actual exfoliators in there. Now remember, this is not a chemical exfoliation, it's all physical. So that's why it's nice, rich, pulpy scrub. Clients can use this a couple times a week, maybe 2 to 4, depending on their skin type. I love this also for a body scrub. I use this with my back facials. It's really amazing for that. So if you have a client who says, you know, I'd like something maybe I could use for a body scrub or something that's a little more rich and pulpy, the raspberry refining is amazing for that. We love to pair it for our pregnant clients who are working with anti-aging and brightening with our beta-carotene papain renewal serum. This is an amazing product. I think a lot of it's kind of underrated, and it shouldn't be.
It's so good.
It is a serum, but we have it under the exfoliation category. So it is going to be applied at your serum step, but we do call it an exfoliator because it has the papaya in it. And that's going to be a nightly enzymatic treatment that they're getting. But it's gentle enough to use each night. And so that papaya is going to gently break down dead skin cells, help brighten the skin over time. And then beta carotene is a pregnancy safe form of vitamin A that's going to get some cellular turnover. So this is used every night. You put it on and then top it with your moisturizer. And over that 30 days, that is going to give you the same effect as a 3% glycolic for cell turnover and brightening the skin. So when you have a client, maybe you've been working with anti-aging, maybe brightening, and if something comes up where they can no longer use the acids, maybe they're pregnant, this is an amazing duo for them to use together. They use the scrub a couple times a week and nightly use that beta-carotene papain renewal serum. And they're going to get that exfoliation and they're going to get the brightening effect of that. So
it's so nice.
Amazing duo. Also, if you have a client who's very sensitive, maybe has rosacea skin, and maybe they can't use the vitamin A's like our retinaldehyde we're going to talk about, this is a great alternative for them to use at the same time. So
just because it's gentle doesn't mean it's not powerful.
Yes, very true, very true. You want to talk about our different pads we have?
Yay! So glycolic and retinol pads, give them a shout out in the chat. These are amazing.
Our #1 selling product.
They're amazing. One, because they're in a unique just delivery system. The fact that it's in a pad and it's not in a serum, it's not like in a toning solution. It's in a physical pad, and these pads do have some texture. So the glycolic and retinol pads, what does glycolic do? Dissolves those desmosomes.
Cellular turnover.
And then you have retinol to help facilitate desquamation in the follicular lining. I think I just enjoy saying that because it sounds really fancy. Makes me sound smart. But you have the retinol, but you also have arbutin and kojic. So you have 2 tyrosinase inhibitors in there. So arbutin is derived from the bearberry, which is a natural form of hydroquinone, so a nice skin brightener. And then your 3% kojic is derived from mushrooms. So this helps to, and what is tyrosinase before I move on? Let me know what tyrosinase is. Write it in the chat.
Put it in the chat there.
So these pads are designed to help with suppressing and lifting pigmentation. These are something you can use regularly, like 2 to 3 nights a week, or this is something you can assist your clients in prepping for peels or prepping for treatments that are going to be more focused on hyperpigmentation, melasma, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So these are safe to use daily, just depends on the client. So have that conversation and adjust as needed. And you get 50 pads. You can use them full face. You can use them in just targeted specific areas. So these unfortunately are not safe for pregnancy, but that beta-carotene papain renewal serum and the raspberry refining scrub are going to assist with helping to brighten the skin in that way. So these are going to be fantastic for anyone and everyone who's not sensitive or can be using a particular pad.
So what is tyrosinase inhibitor?
What is it? Tyrosinase is the enzyme that stimulates the melanocyte to produce melanin. So the tyrosinase is something that we need, but it can be hyperstimulated either from trauma, from hormones, or from UV radiation. So it's really important that we have ingredients like urabutin and kojic. So every time you see those, you're going to know that those are going to help suppress pigmentation, suppress tyrosinase, and also help to lift and brighten pigmentation as well. So it's very, very special, these pads. And you want it to be a little rough, and I love the pad because you can actually physically like assist product penetration with the pads. So those are glorious.
And then its counterpart is the clarifying toner pads. You'll see here, this is glycolic and salicylic. So we don't have the brightening in here. This is more, again, teal. So we know teal is good for what? Oily acneic. Just let that be your cue there when you see that.
I'm wearing teal today.
So this is going to be great for cell turnover and also oil control. So these are wonderful if you've got a client who's having some breakouts. Maybe they're getting hormonal breakouts on the jawline. They can use these when they're having that. This is going to help get that cellular turnover. So any of those closed comedones, open them up. The salicylic is going to go in and help dry up the acne. So these are going to definitely be a little more for that oily acneic client. We don't have the brightening in this, but as your client starts to kind of, the acne starts to heal up a little bit, then they could switch to the glycolic retinol pads, getting that brightening in there. So these are just beautiful 50 pads. They're really just amazing to have on hand. So your clients will love them.
They just travel so well. Yes. They travel.
So Tina and I love toners. We love our toners.
I have way too many toners.
Well, I always laugh.
All in different sizes. Like I have them in like back bar size and every size. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in my house.
Yes, I agree.
They're in the junk drawer in the kitchen.
But they're not junk.
No, but I always am in there. Getting a pen, I'm like, oh, there's a toner. I'm going to tone.
So I always think, clients sometimes think toners are fluff. Or they think it's something that's only used in the treatment room.
Or it's just for marketing.
It's for marketing, It's like, oh, do I really need this? And we're going to talk about both of these and why they're so important to our client's skin. And both of ours are formulated very much to be very corrective to the skin.
There's a purpose.
There's a purpose. So, when somebody tries to tell you, oh, it's just fluff, this again is where you want to educate them on why it's so important and what these can do and how they can assist in helping your skin.
And clearly they haven't used the cucumber hydration toner.
Yes. So cucumber hydration is one of my favorites, although I've been using the mint a lot more lately, especially in the summertime as it's been hot here.
There's just something about the mint.
But we love our cucumber hydration toner because not only is it hydrating, that's in the definition there, right?
For sure.
It's got that heavy water, and people say, well, what is heavy water? It's just water that has an extra molecule. So it actually sits on the skin. It's not going to evaporate off. So if I just spray water on my skin, that's going to evaporate, especially we're in Arizona, it's super dry.
Yeah.
But when you use the cucumber hydration toner, you can feel the weight of it. You can feel it dewiness sitting on the skin, and that's due to that heavy water. It's going to prevent that dehydration from happening.
Yeah.
But what makes this product so special is it does have the fructooligosaccharides.
Well done.
I know, especially for this early in the morning to say that word. That's a fancy word for sugar. Why do we want to put sugar in that? Well, the sugar feeds the healthy bacteria of your skin. So this is going to help heal that microbiome of your skin. And then what makes this so special is the glycoderm P. When you see glycoderm P in our cucumber toner, our ageless hydration serum, this product has, the glycoderm P is a combination of honey. We love honey. It's healing. It's a natural humectant. It has hyaluronic acid in it, hyaluronic moisture binding. But it also has sphingolipids in it and phospholipids. Phospholipids are the oil that natural ceramides our skin needs. And then the sphingolipids help to emulsify that oil and water balance. So I love this product when I have a client who has sensitivity issues, barrier issues.
Yeah.
This is actually going to help repair the barrier, soothe and calm, hydrate. But the sphingolipid in there is what's going to emulsify and help build that water and oil back. So anytime I have that client who has sensitivity issues, rosacea, they're dehydrated, even some of my acne clients, if we need a little bit more of hydration, they're super dehydrated. I love the cucumber hydration toner. This also does set mineral makeup, so you can also use that. I use it multiple times a day, like we said, if you're just feeling a little dried out. If you're traveling, I usually retail the little bottle to my clients, and I say, hey, take this when you're on the plane, you're traveling, you're getting a little dehydrated from that.
Missed your neighbor.
Yep, on the plane. So. And then Tina's favorite, the mint.
I love the mint refining toner. I love it, love it, love it. It contains some lemongrass, so the scent is a little bit different. I don't find that it lingers, but it's very, very fresh. I feel like it smells like minty citrus, like a light mint citrus.
Yeah.
But this is really special because the mint refining toner offers some hydration, but it doesn't have the weight of the cucumber hydration toner. So similar in helping to assist the skin. It's not going to be dehydrating. It is a little bit mattifying, but not uncomfortable. It's not drawing out oil. Yeah. It's just helping with just freshening up the skin, and plus these particular ingredients such as Disapor 20, Biofence, and ribose. So your Disapor is actually going to enhance cellular ATP and reduce pore size. So, or the Disapor is going to help reduce pore size. So that's unique. That's a really fun claim, because sometimes you have to be really mindful, because we know our pore size is genetically predetermined. And sometimes you can get some pore distension, especially if you're really, really oily. But this really helps to control pore size and helps to control oil. The D-ribose is what enhances cellular ATP, so cellular energy, so adenosine triphosphate. So this is a really special ingredient, which is cool. Enhances cellular energy, stimulates fibroblast activity. So is it anti-aging? Yes. And then the Biofence is a natural probiotic to help, also very similar with the cucumber hydration toner, so you get a nice healthy balance and healthy microflora on the skin. Witch hazel and lemongrass are astringent and very, very cleansing. This is something we love to recommend for clients that perhaps are working in a medical environment or have to wear masks. This is something that's great because this is going to help inhibit bacteria with that Biofence and help keep the skin fresh. So it's not going to be as juicy as if you were to use the cucumber hydration toner, especially if you have to wear a mask or head covering or anything like that. So mint refining toner, actually all toners help to rebalance the pH of the skin. These are both safe for pregnancy, and you can use toner after cleansing or at any time if you wish. You can just dunk yourself. Someone asked, I believe someone asked in the class, how many times can I mist myself? I'm like, as many as you'd like. As many
as you like.
You could be dripping and just air dry. It'd be great.
So next time somebody tries to tell you that toners are fluff, you know, you can educate them on our toners at least and why they're so important. But when you need that extra hydration, barrier repair, anti-inflammatory, that cucumber hydration toner is going to be amazing. If you're running a little bit more towards that combination to oily acneic, again, you're seeing that teal label there, you're going to love that mint refining, and it feels just a little more lighter, mattifying. And also, like Tina said, if you're wearing a mask and you're getting any type of breakout, the mint refining toner is going to be amazing for that. So. All right, serums. So I get this question a lot. How do you describe a serum? What would your pitch be for educating your clients on serums? So go ahead and put it into the chat box. How do you describe what a serum is? What do they do to your clients, for your clients, all right? And as you can see here, we have an amazing line of serums. And we're going to start off here with our C's. You want to begin to talk about the C's?
Yes, so the C's. So we have our Citrusy Nourishing Cream, our Vitamin C Green Tea Serum, and our Ageless Hydrating Serum up here. Gorgeous. Which ones have you tried? Have you tried them all? Are you using them all? I just cocktailed vitamin C and Ageless this morning. I love it. As a cocktail, these blend very well together, and I do 2 pumps of each.
2 pumps.
Because I do face, neck, chest, shoulders, the full thing. We don't want $1 million face and a $5 neck, Michael.
Yes, very
I
true.
want the full,
Very true.
the full thing. So these can be used daily. In fact, please use them daily.
Yes.
Hydration and antioxidants are things we need just in our bodies in general. So having them on the skin daily, if not twice a day, is going to be crucial.
Can we talk about antioxidants for a minute?
Yes.
So this is another kind of
like I'm going to say no.
Like she's going to say no. But, you know, your clients hear this word, antioxidants. They hear free radicals, you know. I always say you got to come up with a way to talk about them so your client understands it. You know, anytime you see an antioxidant in any ingredient, any product that we have, antioxidants are anti-aging. So the whole line is anti-aging. I love when clients say to me, well, what's your anti-aging? Well, if it's got an antioxidant in it, it's anti-aging, right? But have you ever taken an apple, cut it in half, and maybe you walk away from it, leave it on the counter?
Or avocado.
Or avocado, you know? It starts to oxidize, which means it starts to get brown. That oxygen is starting to break it down. Well, I always tell people, you know, our face is like the apple or the avocado. As we're interacting, I know, we're turning into the brown apple. So what antioxidants do is they combat that. So if I'm making guacamole, I like to put a little fresh lime in it. That is going to provide the antioxidant so my guacamole doesn't turn brown. It also makes it delicious. Same thing with the apples. If I slice up apples and I put a little lemon water, squeeze a little lemon over them, that is going to be the antioxidant that's going to keep that from turning brown. So I always say, you know, antioxidants keep us from turning into the brown apple.
The brown apple.
The brown apple.
The brown avocado. Don't want a brown avocado face. I love it, love it. So with antioxidants, we're talking about oxidation. So the browning is just oxidizing. It's natural. It's happening. But we can inhibit it from becoming a little more serious, which can turn into lipid peroxidation. But oxidative stress and all that kind of stuff like that is naturally occurring, but we have products to help us inhibit that. So the Citrusy Nourishing Cream, I've just recently fell in love with this. The texture is rich. So I love how it says robust creamy. It is creamy and it is robust in the amount of vitamin C, and it's a stable form of vitamin C as well. So vitamin C is going to help brighten the skin. It's going to help lighten pigmentation, and it's also going to help stimulate fibroblasts. Fibroblast cells love vitamin C.
Lighten, brighten, and tighten. Every time we talk about vitamin C, that's how we educate.
The BLT.
Yep, BLT.
Brighten, lighten, tighten.
Yep.
So this one's going to be amazing. It also has the 2% citrus stem, which is from orange stem cells to help with cell renewal and also helps to densify the dermis. So you'll see the white and green tea complex in here, so powerful polyphenols, powerful antioxidants. The tetrahexyl decylascorbate is the form of vitamin C.
That's a mouthful for the morning.
I know, right? An oil-soluble form, so a nice stable soluble form. And then these beautiful other ingredients in here, such as cell linkage to help with cellular communication, moss cell tech for hydration. So this is a very beautiful antioxidant vitamin C serum for your more normal to drier skin types. Perhaps they need just a little bit more, or perhaps they just prefer a creamy type of serum. So this one's really beautiful for that.
Where your vitamin C green tea serum is going to be lighter weight. This is going to be usually for people who are a little more normal towards oily. I like the weight of this one because it just kind of disappears a little bit. You've got your vitamin C in there, brighten, lighten, tighten. We have our green tea in there, which is a great antioxidant. This also has the CoQ10 in it, which is phenomenal antioxidant. This has got vitamin E. When you see vitamin E and C, they work in synergy together. So vitamin C helps revitalize vitamin E. So this one is going to be great for, like I said, somebody who wants a lighter feel, where the Citrus C Nourishing Cream is definitely a little more rich. So I use the vitamin C green tea in the morning, and like you, I cocktail it with the Ageless Hydration Serum.
Yes.
So they mix really beautiful together, and you can just do that as one step if you like. So, and then Ageless Hydration Serum, which is phenomenal. This is probably my favorite product of all of our.
Like over a decade I've been using this. Over a decade. I wish it came in like just
you could dip yourself in.
Just a tub. Just bathe in it. This is so special for everyone. Acne, everybody.
Hydration, barrier repair.
Everybody. Yeah. So what is required to activate those enzymes to facilitate regular desquamation of the stratum corneum? It's water. It is not glycolic.
No.
The body doesn't need that. The body needs water and the skin needs water. So this serum helps to support that. It contains hyaluronic acid. This also contains, I believe, the glycoderm P as well.
65% hyaluronic acid.
It's juicy.
And then you've got that glycoderm. And the glycoderm is so important because the glycoderm, again, is that honey healing humectant. You have the natural ceramides in there, so it's going to also then have the sphingolipid. And the sphingolipid is what's going to lock in the water and oil because it helps to moisturize it. So like the cucumber hydration toner, this has the glycoderm P, great for building and repairing barrier.
Yeah, beautiful for everyone.
Yep. Hydration, acne, it's just absolutely amazing. So, and clients can use these morning and night. Time. I use the Ageless morning and night.
Yeah. Lightweight deliciousness.
All right. Then we kind of move into our retinaldehyde serum with Iconic A. And this is a beautiful nighttime treatment. We want to use our retinaldehyde, our vitamin A's typically at night time. And we love this because it is a safe form. The retinaldehyde is your highest strength that you can get over the counter. But it's very stable. It's very gentle on the skin, yet effective. And so this is going to be a beautiful anti-aging treatment. That vitamin A is going to go in and help with cellular turnover. It's also beautiful for going in and treating the actual cells itself. And then it has the niacinamide in it, the vitamin B3 in this. And
Give it up for niacinamide.
Niacinamide is amazing. It is great for helping actually condition the cell itself, helping to increase with our mitosis and also for the mitochondria. So it's going in and it's feeding the cell, the energy of the cell to help them be healthy. It's also great for acne too. So this is a nighttime serum that can be used nightly, or if you're starting off a client who, maybe we start every other night on it to build their skin up. Beautiful. But this is going to give them some brightening of the skin, some cellular turnover for anti-aging, and it's really just going to help the health of the skin in general. Now, if you have a client who cannot use the retinaldehyde, maybe they're pregnant, they can't use the vitamin A's, this is where we could substitute that beta-carotene papain renewal serum instead, which would be a little better for somebody maybe who has some barrier issues, sensitivity issues, or if they're pregnant. And then maybe they can work their way up to the retinaldehyde serum with the Iconic A. But this is a beautiful anti-aging treatment.
Awesome, awesome. This is also safe for your rosacea types that are papular, pustular, clients that want to wean off of prescription topicals. This is a nice thing to offer your clients because it doesn't increase sensitivity or any kind of erythema or redness. This is really, really beautiful. And all of our formulas, think of skincare as technology. All of our formulas are very, very thoughtful and not meant to just kind of just wham, bam. Meant to kind of build up the skin, replenish, hydrate, repair, and age management in a very beautiful way.
I think that's an important concept to educate your clients. What is the average in the chat box? What is the average days of our cell cycle? How many days does it take to turn over our cells? Go ahead and put that in the chat.
3 days.
3 days. Wow.
I want this product to work in 3 days.
I always say we're not Amazon. We cannot overnight your skin. Okay. So our cell turnover average is around 28 days. As we age, that's going to slow down. You have to teach your clients about this number and why it's important, especially when you're retailing products. Clients are going to think these products are going to work overnight or within a week. And some of you may have experienced this. You retail some products and your client calls you in 2 weeks and goes, well, I'm not seeing any changes.
Or maybe you've done this yourself.
And, you're really not going to see a lot of noticeable changes until you finish that first cell cycle. So really about a month. So when I retail to my clients, I always tell them you need to give this at least 1 month. Right. And really it's that second month, that second cell cycle, they're going to see major changes in the skin.
Absolutely.
And I find when you educate your clients on that, you're going to see a lot less returns. You're going to get a lot less phone calls because your clients are going to understand, okay, I have to give it time.
Patience.
I can't rush it because they've spent 50, 60 years damaging their skin and they think in one treatment or in 1 week we can fix it. And so client expectations are very important.
Yes.
Very important.
Patience. Speaking of patience, I don't have time for my blemishes to go away. I want them to go away right now. Luckily, we have help. The blemish spot treatment is a powerhouse.
Yes, it is.
5% glycolic to help with superficial, like surface exfoliation, and then you have the 1% salicylic to go into the follicle and help dissolve oil, relieve any kind of inflammation and bacteria. So this is clearing the pores and helping to rebalance. So this is a spot treatment. This isn't something you use all over the face. This is just for particular areas. You can do this 3 times a day. This is okay to apply over makeup. It just takes a little bit of patience when you apply over makeup. In the treatment room, this is beautiful. I apply with a Q-tip. And then make sure when you are applying it, you keep your hands clean. It's a cute little tiny little bottle. I love it. I wish we had it up here. It's so cute. It can fit in any bag, your pocket, so you can reapply. And reapplying is going to be critical for this. And then let it dry. It dries clear. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And make sure your client's only using it as a spot treater. They don't want to use this over their full face. But when they're starting to feel that breakout, especially if they feel it underneath, they start using that 3 times a day. That's really going to help kind of dry it up and prevent it sometimes even from coming out.
It's quite lovely.
We love it. Love it. And then our eye creams and serums. We absolutely love these. I tend to have issues with dark circles and puffiness. So I love the Peptide Eye Serum. Now you'll see we have a serum and we have a cream. They're both wonderful. They kind of focus on different things. So our Peptide Eye Serum, this has 3 beautiful peptides. And I always ask my students, how do you describe a peptide to a client? You want to, again, because this is a word clients hear in marketing, but they're really not sure. So how would you describe a peptide to your client?
A peptide. Peptides, aren't they ingredients that almost like supervisors? They kind of give directions and delegate jobs to cells, tell the cells what they should be doing. Should they be, proliferating? Should they be desquamating? Should they communicate different products to do different things? Should they be relaxed? Should they be active? So the peptides are just communicators and facilitators of jobs between the cells.
I love that definition. They signal your cells to do something specific. Just like Tina said, it's like, okay, you go here, you go there, you do this, you do that. So each one of these has a different peptide in it. So the eyeless actually helps with puffiness. It's a lymph drainer. So it's going to help move that lymph to help firm and tighten that puffiness. The haloxyl in there is going to help with the dark circles due to iron pigment in the blood. And then the argireline is a topical alternative to Botox.
What?
It basically tells your cells and your skin to relax. So it helps to relax expression lines. I mean, who doesn't want that, right?
Yes.
So as you can see, this is a lightweight serum. You can just pat it onto the eyes. It just kind of disappears. But this is really going to be great for puffiness, dark circles, and it also can help with those expression lines. But then the tripeptide eye cream.
Yes, and 1 pump is great.
Yes.
Like 1 pump just out of it is like the perfect amount. And remember, when you apply eye cream, just follow along the orbital bone. This isn't something you're going to go right up to the lash line because the ingredients will naturally travel. So just make sure you're doing that little crescent area. And then any extra leftover, I like to tap on the upper lip, because I'm extra. Anybody else extra? So the tripeptide eye cream. So I'll layer these. I'll do a layer of the eye serum first and then the tripeptide eye cream on top in the evening. So the tripeptide is going to be more softening, a little bit more creamy and moisturizing for the dry eye area, and also for firming. So this is going to be a nice firming, hydrating. This is going to specifically target fine lines and wrinkles. You have the Synchro Life, which is extra special. Circle this, highlight this. This helps to counteract the effects of blue light pollution and digital pollution, which is, I mean, we
everywhere
need that
now.
So the Synchro Life UC helps with blue light. So this is a beautiful thing you can use during the day, twice a day. This is fabulous. Then the Icerol helps to reduce puffiness, so that's an ingredient to help with that. And the Synchro helps to stimulate collagen to reduce those fine lines and wrinkles. So they're both beautiful. The cream is a little bit more creamy, a little bit more dense than the serum, but both just absorb really, really nice. Once again, just along the orbital bone, tap it into the skin, be nice and gentle. And then any extra, don't wash your hands, put it on your upper lip. Because the eyes and the lips have some of the thinnest skin in the body and they need some extra attention.
And you can use these separate, or like we said, you can layer them also.
Love to layer.
So for the lips, talking about the lips here, we have 2 treatments for the lips here that you can use. We have our Mint Lip Hydrator, and this is a beautiful hydration treatment. You've got the nice kind of tingle from the mint in there.
It's very minty.
It is. It has that shea butter. It's got that squalene, which is a natural component of our ceramides in our skin.
That's a fun word, squalene.
Squalene. So it's got the probiotics in here. So this is just a beautiful treatment. You can also use this as your little occlusive layer too in your chemical peels, which is really great. So your client gets to feel it and kind of get the sensation of it. It's a really nice way to market it to your clients.
Yeah.
And then we also have our lip balm with the SPF 15. This is great for your clients who maybe work outside, maybe they're avid golfers, they go to the lake all the time. You know, I think a lot of times we're great with putting SPF on our face, but we always forget about the lips.
Right.
You know, so this is just a really nice treatment. So when you have that client who tells you, oh yeah, we go out to the lake all the time, or, you know, I'm working outside in construction, this would definitely be a product that we want to make sure that they have with them.
Absolutely.
All right, our moisturizers. We have something for everybody.
How's everyone doing? You guys still hanging in there?
Go ahead and put in the chat box, what is your favorite moisturizer? Why do you love it? Okay, as you're gonna see here, we're gonna go through these from our lightest weight working towards our heaviest. And so the first 3 that we're gonna talk about go from oily to kind of normal. The second 3 we'll talk about go more from normal to dry. So we're going to break these down for you and help you understand who they're good for. So here we can see we've got that teal label again, right?
I love this.
So our Light Aloe Moisturizer. This was the first moisturizer when I started using the line that I used because I back then was very oily, acneic. I hated the feel of moisturizer. I was one of those people who...
You were one of those.
I was one of those. I overstripped my skin and I never moisturized my skin. And so I hated the way it felt, that just moisture in general felt. And so I fell in love with the Light Aloe because it literally just feels like you're putting aloe on the skin. It disappears. So if you have that client who says, I hate the way moisturizer feels, they're gonna love this. It absorbs nicely. And what this is doing is this is really just giving your skin a drink of water.
It's so good.
You know, you for an oily acneic client, they need that hydration. You've got that glycerin in there, beautiful humectant. You've got Spin Trap in there, a great, powerful antioxidant. And so this is all about bringing moisture into the skin.
What does Spin Trap do, Michael?
Spin Trap is what we call an intelligent antioxidant.
We get so excited about this.
Excited about this. So Spin Trap, it takes the free radical, it transforms it, and it puts it back into the respiratory system. Yes. And so it converts it back into oxygen. So it's taking free radicals and it's converting it and using it back in the body, which is absolutely amazing.
So, I mean, skincare is technology.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
So when you have that client who is oily, acneic, says they want something extremely lightweight, they're gonna love the Light Aloe Moisturizer.
Love it. I use this every morning. This is what I currently use. Not that anyone asked, but I'm obsessed with the light aloe. I can't help myself. It's just so good to help balance out oily, acne-prone skin. Plus, it contains spin trap. So you're getting antioxidant support.
Yep.
Even though you might not think it's an antioxidant, it is. In fact, it's a beautiful one. And then the Ageless Skin Moisturizer. So light aloe was the first one you used. Ageless Skin is the first one I ever used. So this one is hydrating. It's a nice first time moisturizer too. If the light aloe is too light, this one's a nice kind of first time. Plus the price point of this is incredible for what it is. So this contains some aloe vera, and then of course my favorite little buddies, the coenzyme Q10 or ubiquinone and alpha lipoic acid. These are very powerful antioxidants to help fight from free radical damage, environmental damage, and relieve signs of aging. So this is a nice anti-aging, antioxidant moisturizer.
Lightweight, great for your
It's a great place to begin. Combo
skin.
normal. And it's a great place to begin. The texture is really nice. These aren't heavily fragranced. So I find like if you're a little bit more sensitive, these are beautiful to apply. And I just love all the antioxidant support in the Ageless Skin Moisturizer. And the texture is really, really nice. Keeps the skin juicy, but not too crazy. So it's beautiful.
And then we move into Cactine Balancing Moisturizer. When I first started in the line, I used the light aloe. I actually have graduated. I call it my big boy moisturizer now.
I love it.
To Cactine. This is definitely more rich than the other two. We have the water component in this, which is from prickly pear. But then we have the oil, the ceramides in there, with those fatty acids that are coming from the olive in there. This has a liquid ceramide crystal that actually can go in and penetrate through the stratum corneum, so it goes down where it needs to build that oil and water balance. This moisturizer is phenomenal for a client who's kind of normal to combination, who has some sensitivity, some barrier issues. That combination between the oil and water is going to help repair that. We actually have this in our pre and post peel kit because it's really amazing after a chemical peel to help heal the skin up. So if you have a client who's looking for something that's a little more normal to combination, but they have barrier issues, sensitivity issues, the Cactine Balancing Moisturizer is going to be beautiful for them. It is a little bit richer, but I can even tolerate it on my skin, and I've worked myself into it. And that's my morning moisturizer, especially in the wintertime. I love that. Now, I will say when it's 118 here in Phoenix, I pull out the light aloe for sure. But as you can see, for your kind of starting your oily acne clients, light aloe is going to be great. Ageless is a beautiful anti-aging kind of light and creamy aloe based. And then your Cactine Balancing Moisturizer is going to be phenomenal for barrier repair, sensitivity, or just trying to balance out that oil and water. So.
And if you find yourself wanting to graduate into the more intensive moisturizers, or your clients want to, I experience clients saying, you know what, I love this, but I just feel like I need more. And then they use something a little bit richer. They tend to overuse it. So have them use a little bit less and just make sure they're warming it up in their hands before applying, because sometimes we might use a little bit more of the lighter moisturizers, and we might be using that same amount for the richer ones. You know what I mean? Because I find I can use a lot of the light aloe and it's great, but if I use too much of the Cactine Balancing, I can't use the same amount. So just be mindful of that. Is the richer we go, start off with just a little bit and see how you can acclimate to it, especially if you're switching.
Also, clients, I think, tend to like to wear heavier at night. So I will wear Cactine in the morning. I'll wear Peptide at night. But when I first started, I'd wear light aloe in the morning and Cactine at night. So if your client does need something a little bit richer, maybe have them use a daytime moisturizer and something a little heavier at night so that they can kind of graduate up to that.
Absolutely.
All right, then we're moving now from normal to definitely more into our dry here a little bit. So you want to talk about acai?
Acai berry bowls, smoothies, powerful antioxidants. So love the acai berry. I find this one is a best-selling one because it's right in between. It's like a medium weight. So it's right in between texture for some clients. So I love this. So this provides I mean, obviously some fantastic hydration, antioxidant support to fight free radical damage and oxidative stress. So this contains the squalene, which naturally occurs in the skin, some aloe vera, which is also really naturally high in vitamin D, so super healing for the skin. And then those sphingolipids, those natural ceramides to help bind oil and water and that little bilayer in the skin as well. So very, very healing.
Very healing.
Good for compromised barrier function, but also just fabulous antioxidant support.
Yeah.
I think it's just this antioxidant, berry-rich moisturizer. So age management, lots of hydration. The texture is going to be a little bit richer, so just be mindful with that. But love the texture of this.
Beautiful.
Plus those antioxidant supports. I imagine it having like a smoothie on my face.
A smoothie on your face. That's a great way to sell it. Then we have the Peptide Restorative Moisturizer. I love this. I'm over 40, so I definitely need the growth factors and peptides in this.
I'm growing. This one's growing on me.
So this one, even though it's a heavier weight, I still, as somebody who's a little more combination, can use it nightly.
Yeah.
This can be used morning or nights. I know a lot of people, this is their main moisturizer.
Yes.
We love this one because it has the growth factors in it, cellular turnover. It's full of peptides. It has the ReproAge. ReproAge is the trade name, but this is basically increases the cell turnover of the skin. In studies of 50-year-olds that are using this nightly, it actually increases the cellular turnover to someone who's 17 years younger than them. So it's amazing to kind of kickstart that exfoliation process, fine lines and wrinkles, the growth factors, cellular turnover. It's got the white tea in it, antioxidants. It is just a beautiful moisturizer that is really going to be great for anti-aging support.
Yes.
So absolutely love it, love it.
Yes, I have a lot of clients that love the peptide restoration. I use this one on my neck and my chest for weight-wise. But this is one thing that when you look at those ingredients and you can just describe, even just see where it says contains ReproAge, squalene, epidermal growth factors, and white tea. If you just pick if you just pick those four and describe those to your clients, that's a really key thing that we've done here, is we pick those ingredients and just look up those ingredients and have just little talking points so you can sell that to your clients, or if you're communicating with your clients about the product that you're currently using on them, if you're using that as a finishing product in a treatment, you can give them those little tidbits and it gets them really excited thinking, this isn't like every other peptide moisturizer that I've used or any other anti-aging. This is very special.
And for those talking points, if you have your training manual, you're going to see we break out all of those major components in there. So it gives you those talking points. The training manual is, by the way, online in our on our website. And
Resources.
And the resources.
Yeah.
And we have a PDF version of that. You can purchase the book version of that. It's, I think, $11. But
good.
if you're learning new to the line and you want to know what these little specific ingredients do, you'll find those talking points in there. I personally make flashcards myself to help jog my memory, or when I have a question, I go to the training manual there. Either I pull up the PDF or I'll pull that out and take a look at it. So that's how you get really good at your talking points, is just really by studying and memorizing. So.
And we give you those little key ingredients. So key ingredients are good ways to become familiar in what set each particular moisturizer apart, because they're not all the same. They're all moisturizers and all have the same purpose and same step in your routine, but they're not necessarily going to contain the exact same things. So this is the one I use at night, ironically, but I just swing the pendulum from light aloe
lightest to heaviest
to hydrating. I love the hydrating moisturizer. I think it's because I love the way it smells. Does anyone else love the way the hydrating moisturizer smells?
It's the almond oil in it.
It's just got this really pretty sweet, sweet almond oil. Oh my gosh, I love it. So this is the richest one we have. So heavy in the shea butter, gives it that beautiful texture. Rosehip, which is naturally high in vitamin C, and of course aloe. This does contain some seaweed extract, and seaweed is incredibly healing. I know there's lots of conversation sometime about seaweed, about it being comedogenic or reactive, and it's not. It's actually quite healing, and it all depends on formulation and molecular size as well. So having a moisturizer like this with all of those hydrating, soothing, nourishing benefits is going to be key for skin that's really inflamed, really sensitive, mature. I mentioned I'm really oily, and I like the hydrating moisturizer because it doesn't congest my skin. I don't break out from this, but there's some times where I just need a little bit more luxury and texture, and I'll almost use this like a hydrating mask.
Yeah.
Like I really put a lot of this on, and I absolutely love it. I'm super plump when I wake up in the morning. So anti-aging, helping to reduce wrinkle depth, and then lots and lots of healing and hydration from the hydrating moisturizer. You like to use this on another part of the
I actually use this as a hand cream. It's a little too rich for my skin, but if
as
my
a hand
hands are really
cream.
dry, I love this as an actual hand treatment.
So nice.
Yeah.
Winter's going to be here before we know it because it's already August 1st.
Well, for us in Arizona, winter really doesn't start till December, but
That's true.
all right, and then we have our SPF. You know, SPF is key. Everyone needs to be using an SPF. If they're not, we are fighting that losing battle, basically. So SPF is probably the first conversation I have with my clients and why it's so important. And finding them the right SPF that works for them, works for their lifestyle, is very important. So we have our sheer protection SPF 30, and in the on the next screen, we're going to show you guys the application. Application is key to this. This is a zinc oxide, 13.5%. Zinc needs to be warmed up before it's applied to the skin. And so in this video, you're going to see us apply this on Keith in our shipping department. And what you're not going to see first is if you put about a, I don't know, about a size of a pea size onto your fingertips, you want to warm it up in your fingertips just with a gentle circular motion. Once you warm it up, then you're going to go ahead and dot this onto the face. So here you can see we're dotting it around the face. And then the key application is we want to press and pat this into the skin. If you try to just smear it into the skin,
Like a moisturizer.
it rolls and breaks.
Yeah.
So we're just using this press and pat technique, and you kind of got to warm it up and work it and lay it in, because the zinc's actually going to lay on top. This is a physical sunscreen.
Yeah.
So it's not chemical.
Look how beautiful that application is.
But it sits on the skin, it deflects the UV rays. This is broad spectrum, so it's going to work with all the rays of the sun. But as you can see there, it just blends beautifully with any skin tone.
It's so good.
But application is really key. It has a very mattifying effect to it, so it actually works as an amazing primer for makeup also. This is going to provide that protection from the sun, from all the rays there. And you can mix it with your moisturizer. So sometimes if my client's just kind of, you know, going to be going to work and right back, not out in the sun, they can add it to their moisturizer. Same thing. They kind of want to just press and pat it onto the skin. If they're going to be out in the sun, though, full strength, they definitely want to put this on last for sure.
And you want to feel it. I know if someone hasn't used sunscreen before and we're using any sunscreen, clients are going to be a little bit triggered by it. Maybe we're triggered by it. This one I love because the texture feels protective. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. It doesn't break down in the sun. And it has a light it just feels very protective. And that's the goal. The goal of SPF is to protect. And if you haven't used sunscreen before, and the technique and the press and go situation is so lovely, I feel like it's just like putting on your seatbelt. It can be annoying sometimes, but we need that. So I just love this sunscreen. I wish it came in a size like this so I could just...
You just like want bathtub sizes of all of our products.
Just dip me in it, head to toe.
All right, well, we hope you guys are hanging in there. We're going to move into our professional products now. So
everyone's staying hydrated, having some water.
As you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat there. Our education team and customer service reps are going to be answering those questions for you. So we're going to start off with this classic facial, and most of you are probably very familiar. Maybe you're a new student, you're just kind of learning some of this. But with our classic facial, these are the kind of standard steps. Now, you're going to find, depending on what we're doing, we can adjust and change these. But, we've got our first cleanse, our second cleanser, which we already talked about. Our first cleanse is typically to prep the skin, remove makeup. Our second cleanse is a little more treatment. We're going to tone to reset the pH balance, but we also know we're doing other things with our toners. And then the skin analysis. This is really your key. You do not want to rush this step. Skin analysis is a snapshot of what is going on in that moment with that client's skin. I think a lot of times we like to pre-decide what we think we're going to do on our client.
Or like a client books an appointment.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh, this is what we're going to do today.
And then you look at the skin and it's showing you something completely different. Mm-hmm. So you have to try to, just wait until you really look at the skin before predetermining what you're doing. Or go, okay, the skin is showing me something different. Let me adjust. Our second section here, and as you can see, if you look at that circle like a clock, you've got these 4 15-minute increments. And our second 15 minutes is our exfoliation. And this is where we could use our enzymes. Maybe we're using a scrub. There could be different things we're utilizing. But traditionally, if we're using an enzyme, we're going to use these with steam for 7 to 10 minutes. We're going to talk about checking in with your client when we get to our tingle factor and why that's so important. And then also this is where we might do some hand massage, some arm massage, scalp massage, foot massage. This is where you're going to add in your little extras for those clients.
Gotta love those extras.
So we exfoliate, and then our third piece is going to be our massage and or extractions, depending on what's going on with the client. Mm-hmm. And so we may do just extractions in this step. Yep. Maybe we just do massage. This is also where our clients are typically going to be really going into deep relaxation, maybe nodding off. I always say a snore is a compliment. And then our last 15 minutes in a traditional classic 60-minute facial is going to be putting back into the skin, our treatment mask. And so we're going to talk about our different masks and how they work with the skin. And then we finalize that with some serums, moisturizers, and then, of course, if it's daytime, our SPFs. So we're going to go into talking about our enzymes, but this is our tingle factor slide. And this is a really important slide because when you have a new client come in, you can use enzymes to qualify and find out the health of their skin.
Yes.
You're going to see on the slides there, the second and third enzyme is our raspberry peach and our coconut papaya. The tingle factor, and this is a scale of 0 to 10, is a 0 to 2. And when you put an enzyme on a client, you need to qualify what's going on. If you just say, if I put an enzyme on Tina and I say, Tina, does that feel okay?
It's too vague.
It's too vague. And clients don't know what they're supposed to feel.
Because what if I'm in pain?
Yeah.
But I think that's how it's supposed to be.
No pain, no gain, right? And I've had clients say, it's fine, and you can tell. They're like, ooh, this is not fine. But they think it has to hurt or be active to work. And Tina's favorite saying is?
Sensation does not equate efficacy. If you've taken any of my classes in any of the schools or here or the online classes, sensation does not equate efficacy. That is, sensation's different for everyone, but the enzyme's going to do what it does. Mm-hmm. But
use our introductory enzymes, the raspberry peach, the coconut papaya, are gentle to qualify the first time your client comes in to see how the health of their skin is. If I put raspberry peach on them and they're in that 0 to 2 range, I know that their skin, their barrier is probably pretty healthy.
Yeah.
But if I put raspberry peach on them or coconut and they're at a 6 or a 7, now I know there's probably a barrier issue. There's some sensitivities going on. And that's going to allow me to investigate a little further. Is it medication? Is it dye? Is it improper home care? Overprocessed skin. And so it allows me to start gentle to qualify and get a baseline. If I start them off with pumpkin, pumpkin's spicy on it, almost everybody. So start gentle. Find out the health of the skin, and then you can move forward with some of our stronger enzymes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about the tingle factor with each of these as we move through them. All right. So passion fruit enzyme. This is one of my favorites. I actually did this on myself last night.
It's so good.
This is a very specific and unique enzyme. It's not really for everybody, but it was designed for Fitzpatrick's 1s, 2s, and 3s who have a lot of sun damage due to collagen loss. We know our Fitz 1s and 2s get the most collagen damage from the sun. And so when you have a client who comes in and says, I really need some firming of the skin, passion fruit is where you can go with them.
Yeah.
It has the passion fruit, which is your enzyme, but it's a very nice, gentle enzyme. This is a very low tingle factor. But what makes it unique is the collagen peptide. And we said peptides tell your skin to do something. Mm-hmm. This tells your skin to bring in blood flow into the dermis and make you red and hot and warm. Now, do we normally want our clients red and hot?
Maybe. No, not usually, no.
Usually not, right? But
maybe a select few.
Maybe a select few. We're trying to bring in blood flow and create dermal warming. So to create new collagen, we need to wake up the fibroblasts. And if you remember from anatomy, fibroblasts are in the dermis. So bringing in that blood flow and that heat wakes up the fibroblasts. They create the new collagen and elastin. So this is going to create a firming effect to the skin over time. Remember, when you're working with collagen induction, you're trying to create new collagen induction, it can take up to 3 months for wound collagen to mature into full collagen. So this is going to give a firming effect. We recommend that this is used in a weekly series for 6 weeks. That is going to each week stimulate, wake up those fibroblasts to create that firming, toning effect, which is amazing. This is the one product that you need to be very cautious with, and we usually don't recommend with a higher Fitzpatrick or anyone who has pigmentation or melasma. Remember, heat can intensify melasma, can intensify pigmentation. So if you have a client with any pigmentation concerns, we typically don't recommend this product. But if you've got maybe a Fitz 1 or 2 or even a 3 that, you know, they've just lost that elasticity, that collagen, that plumpness of their skin, this is an absolutely amazing enzyme to use. Your client may be red up to 3 hours after this. That is normal. So your client is going to get very red, very flushed. Mm-hmm. That is normal. The first time you do the treatment on somebody, you're going to be like, whoa, is this all right? It's all right.
And then they're going on a first date.
Yeah. So you always want to double check that the client is able to be a little bit red for an hour to 3 hours with this one. Yeah. So, but an amazing product when you need that firming treatment of the skin.
Yeah. So tingle factor 0 to 2 for the passion fruit. Mm-hmm. High heat, low tingle.
Yep.
So speaking of tingle factor 2, we have the enzyme intensity in the training manual. So if you need a reference to, you have that digital copy, but this is also something you can look at and have available, and also keep in the treatment room too. Yep. As a guide if you're first time using our enzymes for experience. The raspberry peach, I love this. This is very sensorial. It smells delicious. Contains raspberry and peach extract, enzymes, so antioxidant support, softening, moisturizing. Great for all skin types, great for first-time clients, great for pregnant clients, even teens, preteens, because this doesn't contain any added acids. So it's very, very comfortable for those. So suitable for sensitive skin and rosacea skin types. People can peak a little bit from the raspberry peach, perhaps get a little bit more flush with this one than the coconut papaya due to the hibiscus flower and that 3% pumpkin. So it packs a little bit of a punch. It's still very comfortable. Once again, like Michael mentioned, if you notice your client is at a 5 with this, and it should be a 0 to 2 with the raspberry peach on the tingle factor, you're going to be able to understand what the skin is going through and experiencing, if it's compromised barrier function or compromised enzyme activity or any sensitivities. You can always patch test these enzymes too to double check for sensitivities. What's really beautiful about these, in the 4-ounce containers, you get up to 16 applications with each of the 4-ounce containers of the enzymes. These process on the skin for 7 to 10 minutes. That doesn't mean it has to be left on for the full 10 minutes. So try not to tell your clients the timing, because they're going to want to hold on for dear life.
Set their phone.
Yeah. So just 7 to 10 minutes to process. This one can be used with steam or without steam. You're still going to get that beautiful enzymatic activity. Love the raspberry peach. It just smells so good. And I mean, they all smell really good. Who am I kidding?
And then we have the coconut papaya enzyme. I love this for my first time guests. You're gonna also see in the training manual and the training catalog, we have our pHs of all of our enzymes. Remember, the range of the pH of the skin should be 4.5 to 5.5. So the lower the pH, the stronger effect it's gonna have. The coconut papaya, I believe, is a 4.35. So this is going to be really beautiful and gentle, yet very effective. So coconut has a very small molecule size, so this is really going to go in and help to break up the dead skin cells. Your papaya is going to be a beautiful digestive enzyme to break down dead skin cells. I love this one because it's in a creamy kind of yogurt base. And so it's very hydrating at the same time. This is great for first-time guests, pregnant clients, especially if they're very dry and dehydrated. I love to use this because it's very nourishing at the same time. It's going to give that beautiful, gentle exfoliation and hydrate while they're getting that enzymatic action to it. So, and it smells absolutely amazing.
Love it.
Tingle factor on that is it should be around a 0 to 2.
Love it. And then we have the glorious lemon zest, which is the first enzyme that Lisa created. So this one is almost 15 years old, which is kind of awesome. So the lemon zest enzyme, this is where we come in at the 2 to 3. I love the description. It's brightening and zesty, which it is. This is where the enzymes start to shift and contain some acids, so some higher actives.
Not pregnancy safe.
No. And also really be mindful with these. So your raspberry peach and your coconut papaya can qualify your clients for these more tingly advanced enzymes that contain some acids. So this has the 6% lactic, which is your loving acid, your hydrating acid, so brightening and exfoliating. And it has the 3% glycolic, which is to help dissolve desmosomes, so you get great cell turnover and exfoliation. And then, of course, those tyrosinase inhibitors, the 8% arbutin and 2% kojic, which pack a punch. I mean, that's a very high percentage of those for lightening and brightening. So to help lift pigmentation and to help slow it down, to suppress it. So normal to dry skin is who this is formulated for, great for drier skin types. All of our enzymes are going to be anti-aging, but this is going to be especially for drier skin types with hyperpigmentation. What's unique about the lemon zest enzyme due to its high vitamin C content is that this has a 2 to 3 month shelf life. You'll notice that sticker if you order this, the 2 to 3 month shelf life, where the other enzymes have about a year when they're opened. This one doesn't. Refrigerating it does not slow the process, however, freezing does. So you can freeze it in different ways. It helps to increase the shelf life up to 6 months. What you can do is I just put the whole container in the freezer, and I have separate like little solo cups, like I think they're 1 ounce solo cups, and I do about a half a tablespoon. If I have clients for that, I just scoop it out and let it thaw. Here in Arizona, it thaws very quickly, just on the counter, probably maybe 15, 20 minutes. It's not hardened when it's frozen. It's just like a slushy, which is really cool. So, but you can freeze this, or people have frozen them in individual cups. I did try that, but I took over my freezer. A lot of 16 little cups. People thought they were like little shots, like little Jello shots. Nope, it's enzyme. So you can use that with the lemon zest, and you have the visual here. A fresh one. Oh, a fresh lemon zest smells and looks so good. You can notice it start to oxidize, and then it will completely oxidize as well. So longevity might not be long for this one, but man, it is so good.
And when you have those clients that you're using this on all the time, I mean, you can easily get through that 16 treatments in that 2 to 3 months.
Oh, especially if you do a series?
Yep. So absolutely beautiful for that kind of normal to drier skin type. So on the opposite side, when we have a client who has pigmentation with oily acneic skin, they're going to love the pomegranate enzyme. So lemon's great for dry. On more of our oil combination skin, we have pomegranate enzyme here. This is 11% lactic, lots of hydration, you know. The client has the oil, but they're probably, you know, overstripping their skin. They're missing that water component. So we're really giving extra hydration in this treatment. We've got that arbutin there. That is that skin lightener, melanin suppressant, tyrosinase inhibitor. So we're working with pigmentation, keeping, especially with acne, new pigmentation from forming, maybe post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Totally.
And then you have your 2% salicylic. That is working on controlling that oil. So that's why this is going to be great for your oily acneic clients who are having some breakouts. Now this one is definitely a little spicy. This one is a little more on our around a 4 to 5 range on the tingle factor, and it's due to that 2% salicylic. The heat's going to build up on this a little bit. It's going to peak and then kind of tailor off from it. You can use steam with all of our enzymes except for one, which we'll talk about. But if you are using steam with this one, just make sure it's not too active for the client, or you could always pull the steam back off on them. But when you have that client who's breaking out with the pigmentation, they're going to absolutely love the pomegranate.
Yes, spicy pomegranate. Like a little spicy pomegranate margarita. Yeah. Oh, and then the cherry. So this is probably one of my favorite things is we have 3 enzymes to help with pigmentation. 3, just different skin types. So the cherry is good for normal to dry, great for combination skin type. Maybe they're not really dry or really oily and just normal and just need some support. This is beautiful. This smells beautiful. You have the 9% lactic, so lots of hydration, brightening capabilities, exfoliation. You have the 5% mandelic, which we learned helps to support acne, so it's antibacterial and also helps to brighten, so great for post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, so good for mild to moderate acne. If your clients do have an almond allergy or tree nut allergy, you will need to be mindful when using this. Patch test or just forego it and make another choice. This has the 7% arbutin and 3% kojic, so you get those tyrosinase inhibitors for brightening effects. This is just delicious. Delicious, delicious. So we have 3. Lemon for dry, the pomegranate for oily, acne prone, and then the cherry for normal combination. 3 beautiful brightening enzymes. Yep. So I like to mention the lemon zest and the cherry you can use on an oilier skin type, but the pomegranate you do not want to use on a drier skin type, like a truly dry skin, because it does contain that salicylic and that switches it up a little bit. But oily skin can happily use the lemon, and oily skin can happily use the cherry. But if your client's really lacking in oil, the pomegranate, stick with your more oilier acne-prone clients.
Yep, great tip there. Then we've got our heavy hitter. This is the pumpkin enzyme. This is the one enzyme we do not recommend steam with. You can use steam with all the other enzymes, but this one is just a little too active with steam. So if you're taking notes along with it, just don't steam your pumpkins.
Don't steam them.
So the pumpkin enzyme is beautiful. Pumpkin is high in vitamin A and vitamin C. So you're getting cellular turnover. You're also getting that lightening, brightening effect. The pumpkin just gives the skin, I would say it gives life to the skin. It brightens it up with it. The orange has the brightening in there. It has some latric for hydration. And so this is just a beautiful, strong enzymatic. It's 15% pumpkin, so it is quite active. It's great for resilient skin, but it can cause a little bit of flaking on skin if maybe it's not ready for pumpkin full strength. Yeah. If you've got a client who says, I want kind of like a effective appeal without doing a peel, pumpkin can be great for that. Yeah. Now, full strength may be a little too active, so we're going to talk about our goji berry mask here in a little bit. And goji is a rich, creamy yogurt-based mask, and you can take that and you can cut any enzyme with goji. 50% goji berry and 50% enzyme. And in our training manual, we actually have a pumpkin cheesecake facial, and it smells just as it sounds. So good. And that is 50% pumpkin enzyme, 50% of the goji berry. You whip it up, and you can do that as your enzymatic step. What it does is it buffers that pumpkin just enough so they get the activity of the pumpkin without it being full strength. So when you have clients who might have a little sensitivity, or maybe we're not quite sure they can handle any enzyme on their own, you can whip in that goji berry just to give it a little buffer to it. But this one is beautiful. It smells like fresh pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin all year round.
Yeah, so definitely beautiful for those clients who really need some just kind of life breathe back into their skin.
Right. And if you look forward to our fall duos with pumpkin,
Yep.
they're so wonderful.
Blueberry.
Blueberry. This looks like blueberry preserves, blueberry jam.
You see the chunks of the blueberry puree there on Carrie's skin?
It's definitely jammy, jelly in texture. It smells like blueberry too. It's so pretty. So blueberries, potent antioxidant. Whenever you see like blue and purple fruits, woo, high in antioxidants. So beautiful anti-aging treatment, but you get that 1% glycolic and the 1% salicylic. So glycolic helps to break up desmosomes, so any kind of superficial textural issues. And then the salicylic helps with oil and acne. And then of course the enzymes help to soften sebum. So this is a beautiful enzyme to help with extractions and acne impactions. So this can be a little bit more sensitive. The blueberry is 3 to 4, but I can find it to be a little bit warm for clients, especially due to that salicylic. So we mentioned earlier that you can layer the 2% retinol scrub on the skin and apply the blueberry enzyme right on top and use that to help prepare for extractions. They come out quite easy and, you know, like butter, as we say. And this is just a beautiful extraction preparation type of enzyme, but it's also a beautiful anti-aging and antioxidant support too. You'll notice, I think on that corner it says great marketing for fall. We should update that part. This would be great for fall.
It's great any time of the year. And if you are going to try that combination of the retinol and the blueberry, make sure you do blueberry first on your clients and that it's not too active before you add that additional layer of retinol onto the skin. So I find that the blueberry does bring a little pinkness into the skin, which is not a bad thing. Erythema is blood flow. But again, always try your enzymes on your clients before boosting them with anything.
Yeah, so the blueberry is going to be perfect for your normal, oily, mild to moderate acne. Clients that have usually some open comedones, some blackheads. Some closed comedones can get some relief, but really good for impactions.
This does not have any arbutin and kojic in it, so this is not going to provide any brightening to the skin, but it's going to be great for that detoxification and extraction. So that's kind of the difference between you're going to see with the pomegranate. The pomegranate's going to go after the oil, but it also has the brightening capabilities in it, where this one has the salicylic and the glycolic in it, but doesn't have the arbutin and kojic. All right, so masks. We love our masks that we're putting back into the skin. And we've got a question here coming up.
Ooh, that's a great question. How do you distinguish between heat and tingle? So tingle is going to be a sensation of where it almost feels itchy.
Activity.
Like you feel like a tingling, where heat just feels warm. Not so much like a tingle. Like I think of tingle as like champagne bubbles, things that are tingly. Like if you use the glycolic wash, it has a tingle, but it doesn't have any heat to it. So I think of it like the tea tree tingle shampoo from Trader Joe's. Or if you use anything that's minty, how it has kind of like that minty freshness. Not that it's mint, but it's just very tingly. Yeah. That's the sensation. It's cooling. Usually it's not warm. Heat is going to be like warmth.
You're going to feel that building, and the heat sometimes will build a little bit. So that's a great question, actually.
Beautiful.
So we have our goji berry yogurt mask. This is a beautiful mask, great for all skin types. We have a education ambassador in Vegas, and her saying is, when in doubt, goji it out. And I love that saying, because when you're not quite sure what to use on a client, you can always put goji on it. Tina says it's the Swiss Army knife of our masks.
I mean, get the 16-ounce size. It's beautiful.
We've got goji berries, which are rich in vitamin C. Again, that brighten, lighten, and tighten of the skin. They're also going to stimulate those fibroblast cells to help kind of firm the skin, start working on that collagen production. The yogurt in there extract is going to be very nourishing, moisturizing, and soothing. And then cucumber is just great anti-inflammatory. So this is going to be hydrating. It's going to be firming. It's going to be nourishing at the same time. So you can use this pretty much on anybody, but definitely if you've got a normal to dry client, they're gonna love this feeling. And this was the mask that I said you can take this, 50% of this and any enzyme and whip it together to kind of buffer that enzyme just a little bit.
Love the Goji. A fun little tip too, like an advanced tip. It stimulates fibroblasts, but it also helps to inhibit MMPs. So MMPs are the enzymes in the dermis. They're dermal enzymes that break down old collagen and elastin fibers. So it helps to build collagen and elastin and also helps to inhibit those MMPs from breaking it down prematurely, which is really cool. So the strawberry spearmint mask is a creamy clay mask. This is in a yogurt base. So it does contain some kaolin clay to help absorb any oil or impurities. Strawberry is very tonifying and rich in vitamin C. And you have spearmint, which is antiseptic and antibacterial. This is great for normal combination oilier skin types. You just need a little bit of oil control, but also some comfort. Great for acne-prone skin, maybe mild to moderate acne that just need a little bit more comfort. It's unique because it's a non-drying clay mask, so this goes on like a cream, but you still get those beautiful benefits of the oil control. So strawberry spearmint, I think was the very first mask I purchased, and it's just very soothing and it removes really beautifully.
It's not going to dry on the skin.
It's not dehydrating, but you still get that purification and draw of oil. So I do love the strawberry spearmint.
Then we've got seaweed. Seaweed is so nourishing. It helps to hydrate, normalize the skin. You're going to see seaweed in almost every line out there. And, you know, this is a gel-based mask. It's very cool when you apply it to the skin. So if your client's feeling a little bit warm, this is beautiful. This is very soothing and calming. It's got the chamomile in it. It's got the aloe, the allantoin in it. These are all calming and soothing. And so this is a beautiful gel-based hydration, normalizing, soothing mask. This does have a little bit of tea tree in it. And tea tree, if a client is dry or dehydrated, they're gonna feel that tingle factor of it. So what we do recommend is, we always recommend putting a layer of our Ageless Hydration Serum down first. That's gonna provide a little moisture barrier. Then you put the seaweed on there. But this one is phenomenal. This can also be used as a microcurrent gel. So if you're someone out there who does microcurrent and you want to give them a nice treatment while during the microcurrent, you can utilize these two together. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's going to help calm inflamed, kind of angry skin, that I say.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the seaweed. Once again, get a big jar. Good for body treatments too.
Great for body
treatments. For back treatment.
Charcoal is also great for back treatments too.
Super refreshing. Charcoal mask is so pretty. We had a student that said this is charcoal done right. I love that so much, because we always were joking about those charcoal peel-off masks. Remember those?
Or you put a clay-based mask and the face gets super hard and tight, and then we can't actually take it off the skin. Yeah.
Feel the pulse. If you know, you know. But the charcoal mask is, once again, it's non-drying. This is definitely more purifying than the strawberry spearmint, because this contains charcoal powder, which is derived from coconut husk. So this is going to help attract impurities, environmental pollution. This is great for an urban environment too, just to help purify the skin, pull out any heavy metals, any toxins. So beautiful purifying treatment. It does contain some safflower oil, so an essential fatty acid, which makes it really, really soft, and especially okay for dehydrated skin. Sometimes when you see a charcoal clay mask, you're like, wait, for dehydrated skin? Yes, this is fantastic for skin that needs some purification and detoxification without stripping. Normal to combination skin types, and just beautiful. It's kind of like a classic clay spa-like mask.
I like to use it post-extractions. It continues just to draw out, but it's balanced, and that's what I love about it. It's going to draw out, but it's not going to overstrip the skin at the same time.
And with the masks, you may feel inclined to just use a ton of it. You don't need a ton. Just a teaspoon for the face, maybe half a tablespoon for face, neck, décolleté. Just a nice thin veil on the skin. Some of them will be opaque, some of them won't. Just be mindful of application. Sometimes we can get a little bit generous
Yeah.
with the masks and enzymes, and a little bit goes a long way. So, yes.
Don't want to waste that money and product.
I know if I have extra, I'm like trying to rub it on their shoulders if I pull a little bit too much.
And then we have our fan favorite here, our Golden Honey Nourishing Mask. This is just everybody's favorite. This is a very unique mask. This was a seasonal item that we had, and last February we brought it in full time, and I think everybody was so happy that we did that.
Oh.
This is anhydrous, meaning it does not have any water in it. You're gonna see it has the honey in it, which is, again, antibacterial, healing, softening, moisturizing, glycerin. Glycerin is going to help draw in that moisture in there. And then what makes it so special is the Royal Epigen P5. This is a pentapeptide. We said peptides tell your skins to do things. This helps with skin rejuvenation. It helps to heal. It has wound healing in it, epidermal growth factors for cell turnover. So when you apply this to the skin, as you could see there in the video, we were massaging it in.
This hypnotic.
It just has the consistency of honey, but when you put it on the skin, it kind of warms up. It has this beautiful, gentle glide and slip. I actually like to apply this with my fingers and not a brush. It's a little bit thick, and also you get that little massage action with it. It does have a little bit of ginger in it, so when you apply it, the client might say, "Ooh, I feel a little bit of warmth." It's not hot, but I had a client once say, "It's like you're giving my face a hug," which I thought was a perfect description for it. This removes beautifully with a warm barber wrap. It kind of melts into the skin, and the skin is going to feel soft, nourished, hydrating. You can use this on all skin types. I actually will elevate my facials, and for my massage step, I will use this as my massage medium.
Gorgeous.
And then remove it and then apply my treatment mask.
Beautiful.
It is absolutely amazing. The skin just glows from it. So I know it's one of your favorites too.
Yeah, because that Royal Epigen P5 is an insane ingredient. It's so good. So good. Plus it smells kind of like lemon honey.
So our chemical peels, we're just gonna kind of briefly talk about our 4 peels that we have. But if you are interested in learning more about chemical peels, on Wednesday, we're actually streaming a chemical peel class. And if you go to our website, you can find the times on that. We have, I believe, an afternoon and an evening class. And we will be going through chemical peels in detail and talking about how to prep your clients, how to use these, showing videos on all of these. So we're just gonna kind of give you a quick brief overview, but also in our Learning Center, we do have a chemical peel class that you can take on there. So lots of different resources for chemical peels. So we have our glycolic peel. This is a 30% glycolic. You're gonna see the pH is a 1.27. You really wanna look at pHs for peels and make sure you can see that with whatever line you're using so you know how it's going to affect the skin. Glycolic is our #1 anti-ager, as we said. This is going to be phenomenal for textural issues, for mild acne, helping with closed comedones. So glycolic is very kind of small molecule. So it's going to go in and it's really going to have some activity to it. But it is a nice, gentle peel. We're going to talk in our chemical peel class on Wednesday, or you'll see online how these need to be neutralized, and they are not layer dependent. So you're just going to apply this with a brush, a nice thin layer of it. Ours are formulated to leave on the skin 7 to 10 minutes. We are up to 7 minutes full strength. So we want to leave this on up to 7 minutes, and then we want to make sure we neutralize it. And in our training manual and online, you will see the full protocols for these. Then we have the 20% lactic lightening peel with arbutin and kojic. Remember, skin lighteners, brightening, also suppressing new pigmentation from occurring. Lactic, this one is beautiful. It's a great way to start with a client. It's gentle, it's hydrating and brightening. So if you have a client who maybe is new to chemical peels, this is where I like to start them off with, give them a little bit of hydration, a little bit of love, but also working with the brightening properties.
Yeah.
And as we said with both of these, we need to make sure we neutralize them. Neutralization solution is basically baking soda and water. And you can see, fancy, right? You can spend a lot of money purchasing a fancy neutralization solution, but you're paying for baking soda and water. So you can make it in a cup, 1 cup of water to 1 teaspoon of baking soda. soda. I make it in a gallon jug. It's a third a cup of baking soda to a gallon jug. That way I have it. It's there available. I keep a little in a bottle at my station. This is great too. If maybe you put an enzyme on and it's super active on the client, you could use this to remove it very quickly. So it's going to help neutralize. And in our chemical peel class, if you're joining us on Wednesday online or in person, any of our in-person chemical peel classes or in the Learning Center, you'll learn more about how to properly remove these. Then we have our BHAs.
So we have our beta hydroxy acids. These are oil-based. We have 2. They're awesome. We have 4 peels total. So the 10% TCA depigmentation peel, this is not your average TCA. This has azelaic, arbutin, and kojic. It does have a low pH if you notice, yes. So what's the natural pH of the skin? Did we already ask that question?
We did ask. Well, I stated it, but.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who remembers?
Put it in the chat.
Send an emoji. So the great thing about this TCA is it's safe for all fits. So that's something that should be celebrated because it does contain the arbutin and kojic, so those tyrosinase inhibitors to help suppress the chance of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and also to help lift. So this is a beautiful peel for hyperpigmentation and melasma. We do have a protocol that we will go over in our chemical peel class tackling that. So just remember with our TCA, T stands for texture, C stands for color, so we're addressing skin tone, pigmentation, and A stands for acne. So this is a gorgeous layer-dependent peel. And then we have the cranberry turnover peel. Label this. We'll remind you on Wednesday when you take the chemical peel class to label this, that this is a peel. It does come in the same container as an enzyme, and I have made the mistake before when I first started practicing. So label this as the peel. The cranberry turnover peel is a 20% salicylic, so she's hot.
Very
she's hot stuff.
Do you want to know the difference between tingle and heat? This is hot.
It does not tingle. It's just very warm. So this is a 20% salicylic. So this helps to exfoliate and reduce oil. It can be full face. It can be in sections or
spot treating.
Regularly, a spot treatment is perfect. So inflamed pustular acne, this is going to be gorgeous. It is in a pink cream. It smells really good. And we'll go over in details in the chemical peel class for application and sensation. But to spot treat those big juicy ones, this is fantastic in the treatment realm.
So on
we do have the protocol.
Yeah, on
Yay!
Wednesday we'll be going over this in detail, and but this is our 8-week treatment for
This is a sneak peek.
melasma and hyperpigmentation. This is a beautiful 8-week series, and we love series and peels, and on Wednesday on the online class we're going to talk a lot about series in detail, but this is an example of how you can work with melasma pigmentation with our TCA and in conjunction with our lactic and glycolic peels. So this, just to briefly go over, is we want to make sure our clients are on good home care and the skin is prepped. We're going to talk in detail about prepping the skin and why it's so important. But when your client's skin is prepped and ready, they'll come in and we'll do a lactic treatment on them. This is going to give hydration and also start the process of lifting that pigmentation. Clients are not going to have any downtime. They're not actually going to peel from this, which is important to talk to them about, the expectations. But this is going to start hydration and lifting pigment. They're going to come in the following week and we're going to use the glycolic on them. We're going to break down those dead skin cells, those bonds, those desmosomes of the skin. And so that way, when they come in week 4, we're going to do our TCA. We're going to usually do about 2 layers on here. And the TCA, again, is working with texture, pigmentation, and acne. So this is really going to start bringing up that pigment, suppressing new pigment from occurring. And this is where your clients are actually going to start peeling from it. Once your clients start to peel, we want to back off. We want to give them that 1 cell cycle for their skin to turn over, for that pigment to start lifting up and out. So 4 weeks later, we come in and we do our TCA second treatment. And this could be 4 to 8 layers. And this is going to continue that process of bringing that pigmentation up and out. And so we'll be going over this a little more in depth on Wednesday, or you can also find this in our training manual, this protocol listed under the TCA peel or online in our learning center.
Yes.
With our chemical peels, we do require that you have current insurance filed with us. And so when you have professional liability insurance, which is really important in the industry to have just to protect yourself, you can, to purchase peels, submit that there to insurance@skinscriptrx.com. That's Dee Dee there. She handles our insurance.
Go Dee Dee.
They are going to put that on file. Once you're on file, then you can go ahead and purchase those peels. But if you try to purchase a peel online and you don't have that on file, or if it has expired, then you want to send over your insurance. You do have the ability, though, without the insurance, to purchase your enzymes or any of your mass or retail products. So we've been talking a lot about our Learning Center, which we are in the process of adding some new beautiful videos and resources for you. But
stay tuned.
When you go to our website there, here you can see those directions on how to access that Learning Center. And in there, you're going to find just amazing videos, product knowledge. There's a full chemical peel class. There's a class that talks about working with the skin through the different seasons. And we'll be adding a lot of wonderful things in there.
Mm-hmm.
Frequent Asked Questions page. This is under downloads and resources. We have in there, usually if you have a question, I will tell people start here. We'll probably answer your question. One of my favorite things is we have a page that shows any products that could have maybe allergens for your clients, nut allergies, soy, gluten, vegan-free products. It's an amazing resource list. I actually print that out and keep it in my treatment room. That way I have access to it if I have a question.
I think it's also in the training manual.
It is in your training manual, in the back of your training manual, and you have a PDF form of that if you have an account with us, so you have access to that.
Yay.
If you're brand new to us and you don't have an account with us, you can scan that code there, and that will take you to the registration page, and they will get you registered online for an account. Once you have online access, you do have free access to all the education in the Learning Center, all those courses. You'll have access if you want to purchase products online or do any drop shipping. And more than that, you're also going to see the monthly specials that we have, all those great duos that we have coming out. And so just great resources for you online.
Duo Mania.
And then we love our team here, our customer service rep. They are absolutely amazing. They are the ones who call, or when you call or email you're talking to, they're the ones right now who are on the chat helping us out. So we couldn't do our jobs without them. One thing that we love is we love when you guys call us with your questions. We will answer the phone Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Arizona time. If you have a question, you're in the treatment room, please call us or email us. We are here to support you. And what makes us very unique is everyone you see on that screen is a licensed esthetician, meaning they actually are working on skin. They know about skin. They're not salespeople. So when you call us and you have a question, we actually know what we're talking about and can help you out there. So we love this team and we love our customer service. So,
and our behind the scenes team. Especially
team.
Right now.
Yeah, so big shout out to Julie and Stormy who are working the chat today. MJ, who is our IT guy, who's making us look fabulous with all the lights and cameras. So, yeah. So we appreciate you guys coming on today with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, on Wednesday, we will be doing live streaming of our chemical peel class. I'm sure the customer service reps have put the times in there. I can't remember exactly what they were. But we appreciate you joining us today. Have a fabulous day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.